Hi everybody, Sophie Plays here, and today we are going to be reviewing the mini set Fractured in Alterac Valley. This came out, I don't know, like a few weeks ago, and I've kind of forgotten to do a review of it. So here it is, a few weeks later. It's actually been a very interesting set. The cards have been really fun, completely not unbalanced in any way. But no, let's go through them. I'm gonna rate them 1 to 5 stars, 1 being trash, 5 being awesome. And the first card, as you can see in front of my screen, is Keen Reflex by Demon Hunter. So it's a 2 mana spell, deal 1 damage to all minions, honorable kill, gain +1 attack this turn. It's actually not that bad. I'm not going to say it's like overpowered, but it's actually really nice to have. It's nice to have that little bit of extra damage, especially for Demon Hunter, which is fairly aggressive at the moment. I think they've been given a boost on their class cards because of the lack of cards they have overall. And yeah, they're kind of killing it at the moment, unfortunately. I mean, fortunately. And Paladin are also one of the top classes at the moment. So this is like a nice clear for classes that tend to like fill their board, and it gets that little extra damage in. For me, this is like a 3-star card. It's been really good in Arena. I really, really like it. So I've been picking it often. Next card we have is Wings of Hate. So it's a 1 mana spell, summon 2 1/1 Fell Wings. 5 mana, you get 3, I believe. And then at 10 mana, you get 4. I may or may not be wrong. Apologise if I am. It's okay. It's worth picking. Remember that Paladin card, 1 mana spell where you summon 2 recruits? Like, that's always quite pickable. This is kind of the same deal. I think it's kind of like the same ranking as Keen Reflex. That's why I'm going to give it 3 stars. Definitely worth picking if you see it. And then the last card we have with Demon Hunter is a 4 mana 5/4 Razorglaive Sentinel. After you play the left or rightmost card in your hand, draw a card. This card is so good right now for Demon Hunter. Like I said, they're very aggressive, they're very fast, and this just gives you the refill you need. And it's decently statted for the mana cost. I won't say it's broken, but it's really, really good, and that's why I'm going to give this one a 4-star. If you see this card, you have to pick it. I genuinely really, really like this card in Arena right now. I try to pick it as often as I can. Right, so next one we have is Druid. So Druid are kind of mid-tier at the moment. I think they were mid-tier for a while because there was like an epic bug at the beginning of the set. I don't know if they completely got rid of it, where epics were like offered at like an extreme rate for a while, and Druid kind of got hit with that. But this card is really good. If you get it, pick it. It's a 5 mana 4/5, so you think, ooh, understated, but it either restores 8 health to your hero or deals 4 damage. Now the deal 4 damage part is important. You can kind of compare it to Knight Captain in a way. So it's okay, like obviously it doesn't get the buff like Knight Captain, but it's still 4 damage, and it can also be reach as well, so it's not just removal, and I think it's a really good card. This card I would probably give 3.5 out of 5. It's good. Definitely worth picking. Next one we have is Raid Negotiator. 4 mana 3/4. Battlecry, discover a choose 1 card. It has both effects combined. I haven't seen many people pick this. I've not seen this card in Arena for some reason. It's okay, understated, but the choose 1 card having both effects combined is really good if you get a good choose 1 card. So I'm going to give it 3 stars as well. It's been pretty decent when I do see it, but overall I feel like I still can't give it a proper analysis, unfortunately. Alright, next card we have is a 7 mana spell, Scale of Onyxia. Fill your board with 2 on whelps with Rush. This is so strong. This could actually bring you back into the game if you actually manage to draft it. I feel like Druids, if you draft Druid and you actually get this card, this is like one of those cards that could actually get you back up to infinite, if you draw it, of course. Like, this is the card that's probably still keeping them into the game. It's just such a good comeback card, you know, and Druid don't really have that. Usually when they fall behind on boards, they're stuffed. But this is so good. I'll give this one 4 out of 5 stars. It's genuinely really, really amazing. you should pick it. Probably wondering why I'm not rating anything 5 stars. I'll have to wait till the end. Next we have Hunter. So 2 mana spell, Furious Howl. Draw a card, repeat until you have at least 3 cards. Hunter's been... it's one of the bottom classes at the moment, unfortunately. If you have an aggro deck, I guess this is okay. Otherwise, this is literally 2 mana, draw a card, which is kind of very sad. But if you're running out of cards and you do get this, you do draw extra. You do draw an extra card. It's not too bad, 2 for 2. I would probably give this a 2 out of 5 stars. It's not really a card you want to pick, but it's not completely useless. Like in the right type of deck, this could actually be really good. Like in an aggro deck where you need to refill your hand, right? Next card we have is a 5 mana 3/3 Pet Collector. Battlecry, summon a beast from your deck that costs 5 or less. Funny enough, this card actually ruined me and I did not expect it, but it's still really... It's not that great. There's a lot of beasts at the moment and there's a lot of very cheap beasts that you can get in Hunter. So whether or not this pulls something good is completely questionable. But in the right deck, this could actually do pretty okay. And the card is bloody adorable. I'm going to give it 2 out of 5 stars for now. Because, again, because Hunter's so low down, I just haven't seen many Hunters. That may just be me, though. Anyone who disagrees with any of my opinions, by the way, that's completely fair, and you can link them in the comments below. Let me know what you think. I'm always open for discussions. But yeah, I think this is a 2 out of 5 stars. It's not bad. It's good to pick if you absolutely have to, but you can do better. And then next card we have is a 2 mana spell, Dragonbane Shot. Deal 2 damage, honorable kill, add a Dragonbane Shot to your hand. So it's basically like infinite if you keep getting the honorable kill going. So you just keep getting this spell back. It's not too bad. It's like a little bit of reach for Hunter. Can be a little bit annoying. Think of, what's it called? Echo Shot, but you have to get honorable kill. That's the only difference. It doesn't have echo. I think it's like, I'd say 2.5 out of 5. Like, it's not completely awful, but it's not good either, you know? It's very air. I think it's like Tivran just below average, you know? Just like there. Right. Next card we have is a 5 mana spell, Deep Breath. This is all mage, by the way, so deal 1 damage to a minion and its neighbors. Improve by the number of other spells in your hands. So this is basically Shooting Star for 4 more mana. Unless you do manage to have more cards in your hand, but I promise you there are much better spells in Arena for Mage right now. You do not want to draft this. I would give it a 0 if I could. Like, I said it's going to be between 1 and 5 stars, but honestly, like, it's just a 1 star. It's absolutely atrocious. One to avoid. Let's go. Next card we have is an 8 mana 4/12. Lair, Matron Protectorate. Okay, I definitely butchered that. After you cast a spell, deal 4 damage, randomly split among all enemies. Because it's among all enemies, you can't cater it to just minions. So, say you need this card to, like, clear something. It's not guaranteed to do it, because it could actually just go face, right? So, yeah. It's okay. It's an 8 mana 4/12. Like, people would have to try and get rid of it, but it's not game breaking. It's nothing extreme right now. There are much better cards you can get as mage. I'll give this a 3 out of 5 stars, and the reason for that is because the stats are not actually that bad. And then the next card. Oh my god, this card, right? So it's a 10 mana spell, Drakefire Amulet, and it's tradable. Discover 2 dragons and summon them. There are so many dragons right now. Something that's really cool, you can get both Onyxias. We haven't seen the newest Onyxia yet, so you probably don't know, but there are so many cool combos that you can do with this, and I will talk about them later. I don't know why I'm leaving cards as a surprise at the end. Like, you've probably seen them already, but hey, it's fun this way. Let's just say this card's actually much better than I thought it would be. I don't think it's like game breaking, because at the end of the day, it's 10 mana, and people kind of gone like a very like aggressive route in order to finish the game early before you can play cards like these. So you do have to like bear in mind you may not live long enough to play it, but if you do, it's pretty good. Let's say 3.5 out of 5, alright? It's really good, but you can get unlucky. That's all I'm going to say. Right, next card we have is a 3 mana 1/5 Stormwind Avenger. After you cast a spell on this minion, it gains +2 attack. I don't know why I'm doing actions. Anyway, it's not really great. I don't think I've picked this at all. I've tried to avoid it. Sometimes people have to pick it occasionally if they, again, don't have much of a choice. Are there many spells in Arena? There are some, I think. Got Dino Size. This would be a 12/10. If you have Dino Size. You have, I think it's Sand Breath. So you do have some buffs, but overall, I don't think it's very pickable. I'd say it's, I'd say 2 out of 5 stars. The only reason it's not a 1 is because it's not completely understated, and you could maybe get it off. Like, it's not easy to remove off board from the get-go, you know, if you play on turn 3. Next card we have is a 2 mana minion, Battle Vicar. It's a 1/3 Battlecry, discover a holy spell. Mwah. Lovely card. It's always great to get a discover, especially in Paladin. Don't want to run out of steam in Paladin, and there are some really good holy spells in right now. 4 out of 5 stars. Definitely a card worth picking. Then last card we have is a 2 mana spell, tradable. Ring of Courage, tradable, give a minion +1/+1, repeat for each enemy minion. So even if there are no enemy minions on board, you still get a +1/+1 on that minion. So, like, honestly, it's genuinely really good. So say you just have a recruit, your opponent has 2 minions on board, right? You can give that recruit +3/+3. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's much better than it looks. For me, it's like a 4 out of 5 stars. The only thing is you kind of have to be a little bit behind for it to kind of work out in your favor. So that's why it's not like broken or anything. I think it's okay. It's nice to have as a buff. It'd be great to have with this cards if you can draft it. Fingers crossed. Anyway. Then we're going to the priest cards. So first we have 3 mana spell, Horn of Rathian. Draw a minion. If it's a dragon, summon 2 2/1 whelps with rush. Obviously, it's Arena. We're not always going to have the perfect dragon deck that we all want in life. So a lot of the times this is literally just 3 mana, draw a minion, and cry. If you do get a dragon deck, great. But a lot of the times this is... yeah. Just say 1 out of 5 stars. I would avoid this personally. Next we have is a 4 mana 4/4 Lightmoor Neverdrake. Battlecry, if you hold in a holy spell and a shadow spell, deal 3 damage to all other minions. It's a 4 mana 4/4, so stat wise it's a bit under. At the moment there's so many cards with Yeti stats. You have the 4 mana 4/5 Taunt that reduces mana whenever you have unused mana crystals. You have actual Yeti. You have the elemental Yeti. I mean, it just dies. And the likelihood of you having a holy and shadow spell in your hand, unless you have that 5 mana 5/5 taunt that draws a holy and shadow spell, but I still don't think the Battlecry is going to be completely possible. So again, this is going to be like a 2 out of 5 stars, because it's not, the stats aren't complete garbage, but they could be better, you know. And then we got the legendaries. There's a 6 mana 4/6 called Amida Pure Lights. Divine Shield, Lifesteal, Death Rattle, Shuffle a fragment into your deck that resummons Mida when drawn. It's okay. Like, the fact that it has Lifesteal and Divine Shield makes up for the fact that the stats are just a little bit under. I think it's okay, you know. For example, like, if someone's trying to go aggressive against you, they can't completely ignore this, because obviously this is just gonna keep healing you. So it depends, right? But it's not the worst thing in the world if you draft it, but there are much better legendaries out there. You know what I mean? It's a 3 out of 5 stars. It's okay. I've seen it played. It's alright. Alright, so we're going for Rogue. Oh god, this card. I think they've nerfed this card, so it's even worse at the moment. 3 mana, 1/3, SI7 Smuggler. Battlecry, summon a random minion with cost equal to the amount of SI7 cards you've played this game. Yeah, it's so bad. The amount of people I've seen get like 1 mana cards, it's just not good. It's a 1 out of 5 stars. Every time someone plays this, I feel for them. You know they've had a bad draft. Next one we got is an 8 mana spell called Smokescreen. So draw 5 cards, trigger any death rattles drawn. It's okay. And I say it's okay, it's not really okay. There's not actually that many death rattles in Arena right now. Draw 5 cards is fun. It's 1 extra card more than Sprint, but Sprint costs 1 mana less. I don't know. I think this is too slow. I really do. For me, it's like a 1.5 out of 5 stars. But also, I think this will depend on the meta. Like, the meta right now, there's literally no death rattle cards. There's barely any. I really, like, whenever I see text with, if you play a death rattle card, I get really sad because I don't see any, really. I don't get offered many. But if this was, like, in a death rattle, this could actually be much better, I think. But right now, it's a 1.5 out of 5. It's atrocious. And then this is one of my favourite cards, Tooth of Nefarian. So deal 3 damage, honourable kill, discover a spell from another class. Love it. For me, this is a 4 out of 5 star. You get to kill something and potentially get something back for it. So obviously that is great. I love cards like this. It just invokes so much fun. Your opponent is probably wondering what the hell are they gonna have to deal with later, you know? It can be so nerve-wracking for people. So yeah, I like cards like these. And then we have Shaman. Don't stand in the fire. Deal 10 damage randomly split among all enemy minions. Overload 1. And what I drafted this, and this card actually saved my life. And it's genuinely a really great card because you can single it out just to minions. So yeah, and it's enemy minions. It's not your own minions, which makes it even better than Volcano. That's the card I'm thinking of. I would give this a 4 out of 5 stars. Absolutely exceptional card to grab. Great AoE, something you kind of need with Shaman at the moment. I feel like every time I pick Shaman, I keep running out of cards. I never seem to get the discovers I need to do much with Shaman. It's really hard to play Shaman right now for me. But every time I've had this card in my deck, I've always done fairly well. So it's definitely worth a pick. Next card we have is a 2 mana spell, Spirit Mount. Give a minion +1/+2 and spell damage +1. When it dies, summon a Spirit Raptor, and the Raptor is like a 1/2 with spell damage. It's so cute. The Raptor's adorable. And it's actually not a bad card. I genuinely like it. There is a weapon in Arena right now. It's the 1/3 weapon that gains +2 attack whenever you have spell damage. So, yeah, combo. Not that I would tell you to do that combo, but yeah, it's a nice spell overall. It's a 3 out of 5 stars. Like, definitely worth a pick if you see it. And then you have this card. So 2 mana spell, Bracing Cold. Restore 5 health to your hero. Reduce the cost of a random spell in your hand by 2. Yeah, it basically, it's just a card that does nothing. Like, yeah, it heals you, but it literally has no other impact on the game. I just... Why do they do Shaman like this? I swear. This is a 1 out of 5 star. Like, I honestly wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend you pick it. There's just so much better cards out there. Alright, and now we're up to Warlock. So we got Infestation, 6 mana, summon a 3/3 Dread Imp to attack each enemy minion. And if they survive, you get a Dread Imp as well on your board. It's actually a really fun card. Think of it as Cycle of Hatred, but just a little bit worse. But that's fine, because Cycle of Hatred is broken, right? So this is not too bad. This is kind of like the kind of like the nerfed, more fair version of Cycle. For Warlock. I genuinely love this card. I think this is a really fun card to have. I think it's a 3.5 out of 5 because it depends on the enemy minions, you know, it depends who you're versing, but it is really, really fun. I really like this card. Oh, yeah, I like the animation as well. Next card we have is a 1-mana spell, Curse of Agony. Shuffle 3 Agonies into the opponent's deck. They deal fatigue damage when drawn. So fun fact, if you do actually go into fatigue and they've drawn all 3 Agonies, they would like go from the fatigue. So they would like get 4 damage fatigue instead of starting from 1. So yeah, so they literally start off the fatigue damage early basically. Sad fact is that it's not really good in Arena because the likelihood of you going through your entire deck in Arena is zilch. So it's a 1 out of 5 stars. Very useless card, but really cool. And then we're going to go to a card that makes me very sad. 5 mana 6/6, Spawn of Deathwing, Battlecry, destroy a random enemy minion, discard a random card, and I swear to you, the amount of times I've played like OG Deathwing, I say OG, like buffed OG Deathwing, someone plays this against me, and then it's tragic. Oh gosh, it's so broken. A lot of people keep saying, oh, but you discard a random card in your hand. So, you have a 5 mana 6/6 on board. It destroyed a random enemy minion. A lot of the times, it's usually quite a big minion they use this on. It's especially good if people are like playing cards on curve, right? And they play like a 5 mana minion and it's a juicy minion, and then you play this in retaliation, and not only is their minion gone, but you have a 6/6 on board. It's so strong, and for me it's like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's one of my favorite cards that's literally come out of this set. It's so strong. Okay, and then we have Warrior, 1 mana spell, hit it very hard. Gain +10 attack, can't attack heroes this turn. So basically you can just remove something for fairly cheap. Fun fact, if you have so the Ogre Axe isn't actually in this set, but there's an axe that's like a 3 mana 4/2 and it's like a 50% chance to miss. Imagine this with that card, that'd be so funny. But anyway, yeah, it's just a removal tool. It's not that great. I wouldn't pick it personally, unless I really, really had to. I will say this, Warrior's right at the bottom of the barrel right now. It's so sad. I'm gonna give this a 2.5 out of 5. I just feel so bad for Warrior right now because they're not doing good. Okay, next card. And this makes me sad because this card's actually not that bad. 4 mana 4/5, Onyxia Drake, taunt, deal damage equal to your armor to an enemy minion. Now, obviously, if you play on curve, there's a very likely chance that you may not have armor. So it's usually just a Yeti with taunt. But, you know, if you do have armor, this is quite fun. I think it's okay. I'd give it like a 3 out of 5 stars. It's a dragon as well. You got the dragon synergy going on, so that's really good. Next card we have is a 1 mana spell called Shoulder Check. It's tradable. Give a minion +2/+1 and rush. It's okay. I haven't really been urged to pick this card. It's kind of A, you know. This is like a 2.5 out of 5. Because the thing is, you can trade it off if you don't need it. So it's not like completely useless, but it could be better. And it's like a little bit of a buff, right? But it could be better, you know. Alright, next card we have is the Onyxia Warden. 5 mana 3/6. Battlecry, if you're holding a dragon, summon 2 2/1 whelps with rush. Now, I have a thing with this card. Because if you have dragons, great. This is a 4 out of 5. But if you don't have dragons, this becomes a 2 out of 5. So really, really depends on your deck. If you have lots of dragons, or even just a few, right, definitely pick this card because it's so strong. it's such a turn changer, you know. That's not what I'm trying to say, but it can basically swing things around for you. If you're falling a little bit behind, this could get you back into the game. So that's why I think this is a definite 4 out of 5. But if you don't have that dragon, you're literally playing a 5 mana 3/6, which is a little understated and it's kind of sad. So yeah, be careful when you draft this. Overall, still really cool card when it does work. Next card we have Gear Grubber. That's the card I was talking about earlier. So 4 mana 4/5 taunt. If you end your turn with any unspent mana, reduce this card's cost by 1. What I really like about this is that a lot of times you do not play anything on turn 1. Like, it's a given unless you're aggro, right? So what you do is you would keep this in your opening hands, because by the time you get to turn, this will be 3 mana usually. Because what is it? You'll skip turn 1. Turn 2, you'll play a 2-drop, or you'll like use your hero power. And then turn 3, you have a 3 mana 4/5 at taunt. It's a really, really, really good card. 4 out of 5 stars to me. It's worked really well. It's such a huge swing. Okay, next one we have is a 3 mana 1/5 called Whelp Bonker. Frenzy and Honorable Kill, draw a card. I generally really like this card. It's really fun. It's so cute. I love the arts. It's basically Acolyte of Pain. That's what we used to have before they got rid of it. It's kind of like that card in a way. I think it's so nice to have a tech card like that in Arena again. It's always nice to get the little draws for the classes that may need it. For me, this is like a 3 out of 5 stars. Like, I would definitely pick it if I see it. It's really nice to have. Yeah, depends on the deck. But overall, fun card. Okay, this is the card I've been waiting for. So this card is stupid. Let's read why. So it's a 10 mana card called Raid Boss Onyxia. It's an 8/8 rush, has immunity while you control a whelp. Battle Cry, summon 6 2/1 whelps with rush. So it basically gives you the whelps to make her immune. So you can like trade her into something and then you can use the whelps to get rid of stuff. And it's insane. Like, it's such a board swinger. Is it as good as Ysera? I think they're kind of on par. I've had a lot of conversations with chat. I think Ysera just twists over Raid Boss, but I think both cards are dependent on different scenarios, right? I really, 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 really think Raid Boss is so stupid in Arena. And you know what's fun? These aren't the only whelps that give her immunity. So it's not a whelp in itself. It's any card that has the name whelp in the card. So this card has immunity if you play it with Whelp Bonker. And it also has immunity with any other card that has the name whelp. Like, you know the 5/5 whelp that draws a card? It'll have immunity with that. And this is where the mage spell, the amulet spell, comes into play, right? Because a lot of people, what you can do is you can discover normal Onyxia, right? The one that summons the 1/1 whelps. And then the second card you can discover, you can end up getting Onyxia. And obviously those whelps are going to keep giving her immunity each turn. It's so broken. Obviously a 5 out of 5 star. I think it's probably one of the best cards in Arena right now. It genuinely is. If you get offered legendaries, pick her. That's all I gotta say about her, really. And anyone who plays Arena, you probably know. Alright, and then next card we have is Kazakusan. 8 mana 8/8 dragon. If all minions in your deck are dragons, craft a custom deck of treasures. Now, this is not likely to go off. I did have a streamer tell me he pulled it off. I think it was Isherwoods. But apart from that, it's just going to be an 8 mana 8/8. I'm going to give it 2 out of 5 stars because I feel like for 8 mana you want your card to do a little bit more. But it's still okay stats, you know. It's a dragon as well, so it pulls off the dragon synergies that you may want. So yeah, I think it's alright. Love the art on it as well. I would love to be able to use it one day. I'd love to try and draft a deck where this actually works. And then I think that's all of them. Yeah, that's all of them, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about the cards down below. Anything that you agree or disagree with. I would love to have a conversation with you guys. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely day.